Hello there everyone, I am the Lonely Hunter and I decided to do something different this time. I found this visual novel and it was pretty cool, so I would like to play through it. And I believe that I am the first to upload this, so here we go. We're gonna play this one and it has some pretty good art style, so let's just jump into it. Let's just play this story right here. So, let's see. Working families across Brighton are no doubt issuing a collective sigh of relief today as the legislation for a minimum wage increase of 50 cents passed in Parliament early this morning. It's something good. The bill comes after public outcry that the majority of Brighton citizens are poor without enough income, too poor to make ends meet after the recent increase in food prices. Alright, so they are in tough times. The change brings minimum wage for workers working over 40 hours a week to $3.67 an hour and workers without less to $3.20. Okay, although welcomed by most, there has been stiff opposition toward the bill from foreign investors, primarily those from Gabria. Okay, major Gabrian companies such as Utopian and Norkley have warned the wage increases would hurt Brighton's economy, arguing that the new rate would force more layoffs as they cannot afford as many employees, so they are in a really tough spot economically and they are pretty much self-destroyed. President Barnaby, who has been supportive of the legislation since its inception, retorted that well-fed employees were more productive and reminded Utopian and Norkley representatives that employing a Brighton citizen was still over 16 times less expensive than employing a citizen of their home country. Okay, so they wanted to get another guy from another place. I guess stocks did, however, take a moderate tumble after the approval of the legislation. Okay, so yeah, stocks did something there. Okay. President Barnaby assured citizens that the drop should only be temporary and that the markets will begin to rise again after the initial shock that has subsided. Okay, yeah, the initial shock has to be subsided, the crisis has to fade. With this minimum wage increase, Barnaby has finally fulfilled the last of the campaign promises made during his 1523 campaign trail. Okay. Whether or not he manages to accomplish his 1527 goals remain to be seen. More goals. Okay, with that we conclude our hourly business report. Next up, the latest in entertainment news. No, I don't need entertainment news. Without a doubt, I still find it strange. Everything strange, bizarre. Okay. Really, if these worlds were nothing like my own, at least then I could appropriately flip out. But no, they are similar. Too similar. I keep slipping into a feeling of normalcy, only to have that sensation of strangeness snap me across the face at the first sight of something weird. There are plenty of weird sights around to do so too. Like, for instance, these advanced looking televisions in this decrepit looking building, which I can only assume is an electronics store. Yeah, those TVs are pretty nice, I have to say. They are the first things I've seen since arriving in this world that actually look somewhat new, fancy even. Oh yeah, the world is fancy, the world is new. Up until now, everything has been old, ramshackle and in various states of disrepair. It makes me feel very nervous. It's just so profoundly disturbing. Will I ever get used to this? Oh, she's new here, yes, she's a new employee. I think that I will, some year or decade from now, if my mentor is any indication. So that guy next to her is her mentor. Looking at him, standing there so aloof, as if this were just another day to him, which yeah, I suppose it is. Probably yeah, it is a daily routine for this guy. Well, what do I know? Nothing. Winter. Yes? Oh, I am that? Okay. What do you think? Think? About what? About what we just saw and heard. Oh. To be honest, I wasn't really thinking anything about it. She was absent-minded. Winter, we're only just started. Please try to focus. Yeah. Yep, I will. Sorry. It just... well... I am still finding it a bit hard to wrap my head around the idea of destructive conflict. Well, of course I was the same when I first started out. There aren't that many examples of conflict at all in our world. Right. You might even find it surprising that war is actually a word in our dictionary. He's just being smart. Totally. Yet still. Winter, you'll come to understand conflict very well. Don't worry. After all, you'll be doing nothing but dealing with it. He's really smart right now. Lame. Of course, yeah, that's lame. Well, anyway. You read the material on this world, right? It should have been your homework. It was. Then tell me what you think. Perhaps it's time to admit that I didn't spend much of last night reading the material, so much as turning the pages and glancing at them. I was tired and honestly found watching the bubbles in my soda significantly more captivating than the words in those files. Yeah, that was kinda... I really feel for her right now. The way they merge with each other and crawl up the glass is really incredibly pretty. Yeah, if the girl doesn't wanna study, don't let her study. Whatever. You're certainly pondering rather hard there, Winter. You must be whipping up a dazzling answer. Dot. Brighton is poor. Yeah, that's a conclusion. That's a fact, Winter, not a thought. Okay. Yeah, he's being rude now. Sorry. What I think is... nothing. Look what I've learned so far in class doesn't seem to be particularly applicable to this world, so I'm finding it a bit difficult to care. Yeah, she really doesn't give a fuck. How can I care anyway? Besides all that, this is all so disconnected from me. Yeah, it is. It's kinda strange. Plus, it's only my second world, for heaven's sake. I'm still flummoxed by the fact that other worlds exist. Yeah, she still is startled by that. Okay, what am I supposed to think when they just toss me into these places, give me a pat on the back and say, "Be on your way, merry child"? Okay, yeah. That's an inconvenient place to be. Actually, here's a thought. What kind of name is Brighton? Yeah, it doesn't look good. That's a stupid name for a country. It sounds more like a town. The town of Brighton, population 40. Yeah, you're right. You're right, I have to agree with you. Blah. I'll scream blah at Sius and any other mentor who questions me like this. Okay. Yeah, that's kinda... I meant I won't, but I would. I completely, totally, and so would. For now though, an awkward and wobbling smile is all I can muster. Master with you? Okay. Blah! Another. Yeah, he's looking at her, he's kinda she's retarded or something. Well, whatever. Yeah, he's not gonna bother. What do you think the next step is? Alright. Cool it, Winter, just remain calm and genuinely consider the question. The next thing to do. We need to learn things that weren't given? Really, we need to do something like that? I don't know. Right. Sir, I couldn't ask my last mentor, why are the dossiers we get before we come to these places so thin? Well, that's what she said, but anyway, I don't think they are thin. Well, it's because they are simply comprised of first-hand information, noteworthy things that mediators have gathered through observation and gleaned from prior trips to the world. So yeah, it has to be that, it has to be the first-side information. You're lucky you even have that much. Sometimes you get sent to worlds that have never visited before. Okay, so we are world explorers and this is it, yeah, I get it. Let me tell you, it's never fun when a surprise dragon flies out from behind a mountain or when you realize that the person you've been talking to is really just a convincing projection, or worse, a robot. A robot? he a robot? What the fuck is... Okay. And once you start going into systems that threaten your definition of what being a world even means, good luck. Yeah, good luck with that, girl. Then again, only experienced mediators have to deal with such things. You won't be going to any unvisited worlds, at least definitely not yet. Okay, so we have to train, we have to go through something, I guess, yeah. Oh, another question. Why revisit worlds that we've been helped? I mean, once order is in place, everything should be fine, right? I mean, yeah, everything should be fine. Yeah, why not? Cyrus frowns, but his expression seems more complicated than that. Oh, what a smart ass. He's gonna say something really smart right now. I say that because his frown isn't alone. In his eyes, there is a glint of irritation directed at no one in particular. Okay, he's gonna say it. He's gonna say something. As any glint, it's gone in a second, replaced by another thing that I can't quite decipher. He's annoyed. Part of me is curious as to what it is, but most of me doesn't care. Yeah, I don't give a fuck, I don't give a shit. Here's the short answer, because chaos cannot be contained or removed. What he said was really deep. Although it can be lessened by us, it will rise again over time. Yes, didn't really get it, did she? Sir, are you saying there's no point to anything? No.